Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I did this Lydia Deetz inspired look. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. So to start off, I'm going to be filling in my brows. I'm going to be doing them as I normally do them. I'm not going to do anything special at all. I'm using the Anastasia brow definer in Granite, in case you're wondering, and I'm not even sure why I'm putting this in the video. I never show my brows or show how I do my brows normally in my videos, but I had already oh my god, I cannot speak. I had already recorded this, so I thought might as well just throw it in. And then after that, I'm going to take my concealer and just clean them up a bit. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I'm using a Real Techniques brush. I think this is a lip brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with that same concealer. For primer, you need very little, or you can always just skip this part as well, because I'll be using liquid lipsticks, and because they're opaque lipsticks, you might not even have to do this. I did it just to do it, I guess, but it was a necessary step. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and start my eyes. I'm going to take my Anastasia liquid lipstick in American Doll, and I'm just going to place that in the inner and outer corners of my eyes, and I'm going to blend it out using packing motions. I'm not going to like swirl around the brush too much. I'm mainly using packing motions. I just find that that's the easiest way to blend out liquid lipstick, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm, again, just mainly focusing on the inner and outer corner, not putting it too much in the middle. So after that, I'm going to go in with a darker lipstick. This is Unicorn Blood from Jeffree Star. Now, I don't know if the Anastasia ones, liquid lipsticks, are eye safe, but I do know the Jeffree Star ones are eye safe, so just be very careful if you're using liquid lipstick around your eyes. I got staining when I use this, but to be honest, staining doesn't really bother me. So just be careful whenever you're using liquid lipsticks around your eyeballs. And I'm going to go in with the Spoiled Lips eyeshadow palettes and taking that red shade. And I'm using that same brush that I've been using, and I'm going to pack that on top of the liquid lipsticks. This is pretty unnecessary too, only because the liquid lipsticks stay pretty put themselves. But I just decided to add some more red to the look. Not sure why. So I'm taking the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette in the shade Courtney, and on a fluffier brush, I'm going along the edges and down the middle of my eye with this color, just to help buff out the color as well. And then you will see me go back in with that black brush and buff out the inner edges of the eyeshadow or of the liquid lipstick that we put down, just to help it blend into the eyeshadow a bit more, because I think it had dried a bit, so it wasn't blending out as well. So I took that brush and I just kind of went over the edges just a little bit, just with whatever was left on the brush. I didn't add any additional product to it. So after that, with again whatever is left on that same black brush, I just use that to run underneath my lash line. And as you can see in the inner corner, I kind of go far down under where like my eye bag area would be, or where my eye bag area is, I should say. And it doesn't have to be too perfect. Again, like, it's supposed to be meant to be like messy and blown out and smoked out and all this stuff. So as you can see, I tried to cover up the pimple I had there. Just ignore that. So I'm taking that same e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I was going to try to use that as my foundation. But for some reason, I could never get concealer to work out for me as foundation. I think it's because I kind of dab it, like, you know, in all the necessary spots, and then as I'm blending it out, it dries out faster than foundation normally would, so then it just looks patchy on me. So to fix it, I went in with my normal Milani foundation, and just a little bit I blended that out just to kind of help with the coverage and the patchiness of what the concealer had left behind. That's one reason why I went in with it. I just used a little bit because I did want to look a little bit more pale than I normally do. I set that with my e.l.f. HD under eye setting powder. I think that's what it's called. I really like this powder, and I wish it came in a bigger bottle. I know it's meant for your under eyes, but I set my whole face with it sometimes. I'm taking this gray shadow from a BH palette, and again, I am just buffing that pretty much all over the place. Underneath my eyes, around my eyes, in the center of my eyes, just all over. And on a different brush, I take that same gray shadow, and I'm going to start to use that as a contour shade as well. I put that down, and then right on top of that, I take the Courtney shade from Jeffree Star, and I go right on top, and I place it with this brush first, and then I go in with a bigger brush to blend it out. A little tip on blending out your contour, especially if you want to hollow out your cheekbones, is to blend it down instead of up. I find that works best, especially if you're doing like, you know, a really hollowed out, sunken in cheekbone kind of look. Then I take that Courtney shade and I go right down the nose, on the sides of the nose, just to contour it. And I'm only taking that Courtney shade. I don't take the gray shadow for this step. And I also did some forehead contouring, even though my forehead was going to be covered by my bangs anyway. So if you have bangs, you don't even have to contour your forehead. This was totally skippable, but I did it anyway. I don't know why. So after that, with the red shadow, I use that as blush, but I went in just a bit too heavy. So after I place that down with my brush, I go back in with that brush that I used to blend out my contour, and I kind of diffuse that just a little bit, just because I didn't want it to be too intense. And I do take that under my nose, and then pretty much everywhere. I go up my forehead with it, I go under my chin. And now I'm putting on mascara, I feel like it's the most boring part of any makeup tutorial. Hurry up. And now for lashes. These lashes are from Thrifty Lashes. I don't remember the style of them right now, so I will have it in the description down below in case you're wondering. I believe they're called either Chardonnay or Champagne. I just can't remember. They're one of those two. But I put on the first one, and then while the second one is drying, I highlighted my face with Pink Heart from Anastasia. I don't remember what palette it is from, but it's called Pink Heart, and I'm just taking that on the fan brush because I didn't want it too intense. So I'm just applying that, and then I go in and apply that second lash. And using that same shade that we used to blend out the liquid lipstick, I'm running that along the edge of my lips. I don't have any additional product on this brush. I'm just using whatever is remaining from before, and I'm just buffing out my lip line. I didn't want it too harsh. That's why I decided to use this method instead of going in with the actual lipstick applicator. And then I take this black shade from Lime Crime. It's called Black Velvet. And I apply that in the center of my lips, and I just blend it out with that same brush. Really quickly, I just want to say that you can do Lydia Deetz so many different ways. It's insane. And I was gonna go very neutral browns tones, but I decided to do red instead. But you can do it so many different ways. It's insane. And then after this, at this part, I forgot that I needed black shadow. So I went back in and very carefully added black shadow to the inner corner and the outer corner of my eyes. Just be very careful. Well, I had to be very, very careful because I already had my lashes on. I didn't want to mess them up, you know? Alright guys, so that is the completed look. Just really quickly, in case you're wondering where I got my costume from, this is from Hot Topic and I bought it online. It came with the red dress and also the veil. Although the red dress is not an exact replica of what she wears in the movie, this one is shorter. It goes up to about knee length, and the one that she wears in the movie is obviously a full-on dress. They did have a longer one online at Hot Topic, but it wasn't very cute. It was like straight and not like out, you know what I mean? And this one was, I believe, a bit cheaper, I think. And it was just a lot cuter, so I went with this one instead because I did not like the other one, and I did not want to spend my money on something I did not like. So I picked this one up. I'm not sure if I said, but it did come with a veil. The gloves I got from Spirit Halloween, but they're so incredibly big. And I really wish they had red ones. I mean, they had red ones, but they were darker than my dress, so I feel like it would have looked funny, like if the red was off. So I just went with black instead because I did wear black shoes when I wore this out to a family party. And yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you already are, thank you so much for my itty bitty heart, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!